Okay, YouTube, so what we got here is a 2014 Volvo VNL with a D13, and the customer complaint was low EGR flow. That was the code in the ECU as well. We checked out the EGR cooler. It is dirty, but it's not plugged. There's coolant consumption issues as well. We don't see it in the EGR cooler, but in any case, in investigating this, we found that the EGR valve is no good. It ceased to function. So on the Volvo manifold, these bolts for some reason tend to gall up and seize up in these bosses, and then you can't get them out and they break. You know, and then you're in the manifold about $700-800. The trick I've learned to do is if you drill a little hole in the bolt bosses, there's another one over here. Let's see, can we see it? No, it's right here. In any case, drill those holes and you fill them full of PV blaster or whatever favorite libation you happen to have that you use, and let it penetrate in the threads from this end, right? You have gravity helping us go in this direction, plus the wicking action of whatever material you're using. And then when you break these loose, you know, you're only going to get maybe half a turn for the beginning to gall, and you'll feel it. You know, they'll come loose, and they'll get real plasticky and kind of stick. So when that happens, add some more PB up here, spray it in this area here as well, then run the bolt back in. And what you're doing then is you backed out, right? The solvent up here ran into the threads. And you sprayed it here. When you run the bolt back in, it pulls some more into the threads. Before long, the entire length of those threads is coated in oil, and that will help keep it from seizing and get these bolts out. The other issue is this hose right here, the oil drain line, tends to fight you pretty hard. There's a tool Volvo makes for this, which it's not any better than a box end wrench, because the clearance between this and the top of the EGR valve solenoid right here isn't large enough to get a flare nut wrench in. So the trick that I use is I will drill holes here, and you'll feel it when it hits the threads of this nut. Hitting those threads does not destroy this nut. This nut is still good, because it doesn't seal on the nut, right? It seals down here on a taper, on an O-ring down in here. So as long as you don't hit that, you're all right. If you hit the threads here, no big deal. Once you get it out, you need to follow the threads, clean them up, but it's still reusable. But anyway, I drill holes here, put penetrating oil in there. I spray penetrating oil, you know, up here where the nut meets the tube. Then there's another line underneath here, right up there. That braided line you see, that's the oil supply line to the EGR valve. Mind you, this EGR valve is oil operated, I believe. In any case, same thing down there. You just you pack it full of PV blaster or whatever solvent you're going to use, penetrating oil to get that loose. In any case, up here too, occasionally this won't be enough. So sometimes I'll come here with a die grinder and I'll slit this aluminum boss, and I'll take a cold chisel and either spread this out, or I will use a impact driver with a very wide flat blade bit. I'll stick it up in there on a ratchet instead of an impact driver, and I'll twist it and spread this apart so that I can get this nut out. Once this nut's out, you can free it up off the pipe if it's stuck there, and get it to move real easy so you can reinstall it. But that's the trick. Drill holes, get your penetrating oil in there, same thing over here, and you'll get this valve out, usually without buying a manifold.